On today's show, we'll be talking about a new addition coming to Cedar Springs, as well as how our snow days will affect the last day of school.
The success of our 2018 varsity football team, as well as the new upcoming band, Rendered Worthless. This is Cedar Springs TV Live.
Hi, I'm Hannah Berger.
And I'm Carter Caswell.
And this is Cedar Springs TV Live.
The community to see what their opinions are on the Cedar Springs Library and whether or not they think it benefits the community.
I've used the library like once or twice just to check out books, or like I went there with my little brother for a summer program.
I've checked out books and I've gone in there for like events, like choir concerts and stuff.
I've used it to look at textbooks as well as use their study rooms for homework and video meetings. I believe that is definitely a good thing to have in the community. It allows people to meet together, have a nice quiet meeting place, peaceful.
In addition to the already constructed library, the Cedar Springs Community Building Development Team is also in the process of constructing an amphitheater in the field behind it. This field will be converted into a community center in the near future.
Yeah, I think an amphitheater would be pretty cool just to like go see shows and stuff. Like during the summer, I think it'd be cool to have like a picnic or something, and like watch any kind of show.
I feel like the amphitheater behind the library has potential to have many great benefits. Having frequent singers come over and perform, or having like the high school play perform over there, or other things of that sort. That would be very nice to have happen on a weekly, monthly basis.
I think that it is beneficial to the community because it makes it so that everyone can go into one spot instead of like having all of like amazing things all over. Making one spot is, to start out with, is better.
There's obviously going to be a fee that the city will have to charge for the use of it for concerts primarily, and also probably plays, and I suppose even a wedding ceremony could be held here. I mean, there's going to be lighting. Obviously, you've got the shelter from rain, and you've got a nice area which is not going to be seating other than lawn chairs and just a green area. So there's not going to be any official seating, so to speak, but I think there's a lot of potential for a lot of uses for the community.
The city is also in the process of restoring the Cedar Creek and implementing a boardwalk park on the bank opposite the amphitheater.
I think that having a park across from the amphitheater would be great. Adapting the Cedar Creek, beautifying it would be nice. I used to walk to the creek when I was little. It was nice to see, and now that I hear that they're refurbishing it, I'm kind of excited.
I think a community area like a park or something that would be really beneficial to have like a place for people to go during the summer or during after school or whatever to go hang out. I think that'd be really cool.
Wow, I can't wait for the new amphitheater.
Me too. I think it's a good chance for our community to come together.
Our next story is about how our record-breaking amount of snow days is going to affect the last day of school.
Let's take a look at the latest update on our state's situation with the snow days.
We sat down with some of our own Cedar Springs staff and students and interviewed them on whether or not they like how the state forgave us for the 4 snow days.
I do believe that my students will be prepared. I don't think that they'll be less prepared than in other years. I think it was helpful for our district to make the decision to not do any more half days. So we got some time back just by giving up those half-day teacher work days. I don't necessarily feel that it's controversial. I think that maybe the controversy comes from just this really wacky set of snow days. Like in 23 years of teaching, we've never had to make up any days with the exception of maybe one day in 23 years of teaching. And so I think that families get spoiled by being married to the school year, and they kind of expect to have vacations on certain days. We get a spring break, we get a Christmas break, those types of things. And so maybe people take a little bit of advantage of that, or we're a little bit spoiled by that. But, you know, we didn't work those days, so it's okay to have to make them up.
My standpoint of the House reading our state of emergency snow days or whatever is good, because some people had plans to go out on vacations and stuff, and some people just don't want to go the extra days.
I think most of the controversy just has to do with you know, communities and families wanting to make sure that, you know, that kids are as prepared as they can be for the exams and tests that they have to take at the end of the year.
This was the students and staff's view on the snow days being redeemed.
I certainly don't miss that frigid weather.
Me neither. Speaking of weather, let's go over to Noah to see what this week's forecast is looking like.
Thanks, Carter. So here on Friday, we finally have no rain. Going into Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be a patch of frost and some chances of rain on Mother's Day, but go enjoy it anyway. So Monday, we're going to have some more rain. Going into the rest of the week, we're going to have a couple days of rain, not really much to worry about. So if I could get switched to the radar here, we're going to have a little bit of rain up in the northern parts of Michigan, but nothing really too big to worry about. So go enjoy that Mother's Day weekend, and back to you guys back in the studios.
I'm so ready for some warm weather and less rain.
Me too. Speaking of warmer weather, we have Bryant and Rosie over at Sports with some announcements on how our Cedar Springs athletics are doing this spring.
Hi, I'm Rose Pagorsh.
And I'm Bryant Maley.
And this is what's going on in the world of Cedar Springs sports. The girls' soccer team started the week off strong with a 9-0 win against Ottawa Hills. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful in their game against Forest Hills Central on Wednesday. Please come out and support your Lady Hawks at 5 and 6:45 as they take on Lowell at their turf.
Our girls' tennis team was also victorious against their matchup this Monday against Ottawa Hills, but were not so fortunate in their following matchup the next day against Forest Hills Northern. Yesterday, however, they did beat Forest Hills Central and hope to continue their conference meet. Hope to continue their victories tomorrow at their conference match at Forest Hills Central.
In softball, our girls won due to a forfeit against Kennewick Hills. And this weekend, they have a doubleheader against Newaygo at home.
Our boys and girls track team also had a dual meet this Tuesday versus Lowell and Northview. And while the boys were victorious in both of their matchups, the girls were unable to get a victory against either team. Today, the boys and girls track team have their conference meet at Houseman Field.
Our boys baseball team heads to Ottawa Hills tonight, and then they have a tournament this weekend in Allendale.
Earlier this week, our own Dylan Greenland sat down with football starters Ethan West and Ben Shaw to figure out their thoughts and reactions about last year's success.
The 2018 Cedar Springs varsity football season was a big success and satisfied the community as a whole. Today we sat down with two of last year's varsity starters and asked them some questions about last season and the sport of football in general.
Why did I play football last year? I guess it's not only just because I've been playing it my whole life, but I've just found so much love for the sport in general.
I played football last year because I've played football all the other years of high school. Just thought I might continue with that.
How do we expect to do? I expected, for me, I just expected to do the best I could, do what I could for the team. As a team, I think we had high expectations because we know the year before we had a good year, and we knew the community was obviously they had high expectations too, and we tried to live up to that, and I think this year we really did.
I expected to do, all right, but, being a junior on varsity, it's a little scary, a little intimidating. Yeah. Got all the bigger dudes around you.
My personal goals? Yeah, I did. I mean, there was goals I wanted to, I guess more importantly, I put our team goals ahead of me, ahead of mine. But yeah, I did have some personal goals, such as playing a certain, doing what I could, getting a score, maybe a number of touchdowns, just stuff like that.
Yeah, my personal goals were to start on varsity, and win as many games as possible.
Did I grow closer? Yes, a lot closer. Like some people, we had Sage Sorbenza came in. I didn't know him at all. Didn't know his first time I met him was at the Camp Red Hawk. And by the end of the season, we're just tight. You just get to know everybody throughout the season because you're in the locker room. You're talking about like sports, like whatever. You just have conversations with people and you get to know them. And we had a really tight team this year. How did it feel to win conference and district? It was great. I mean, I can sit here and say we had higher goals, but like at the same time, it's still a great feeling knowing that you achieve something that we haven't achieved in a while. It's been more than 10 years or something like that, districts, yeah.
Winning conference and districts felt really good because there was really no doubt that we were going to win them. I always wish we would have gone further, states is always the goal, so.
I wanted to go further, but it's not like I'm satisfied. I don't think anyone was satisfied with where we got because that's what champions do. They don't get satisfied with getting somewhere. You don't get to a certain point and say, okay, it's okay. Like even if we were to get to states, it's not like, okay, we got to states, it's cool. Like we want to get to states to win. We don't want to get there just to get there. The whole point isn't just to get there to come this far, it's to win, the ultimate goal.
The 2018 varsity football season was a big success. They ended their season 10-2 with a conference and district title. They hope to carry this success over to the 2019 football season.
And the Red Hawks hope to continue their success into the next season.
And now, back over to Hannah and Carter for the inside scoop about Cedar Springs' own up-and-coming band, Rendered Worthless.
Cedar Springs is not only the home of successful athletics, but home to the uprising band Rendered Worthless.
Here's a special interest piece where Caden interviews the lead singer, Gabe Park.
We interviewed Gabe Park from the band Rendered Worthless about their rise to fame.
I am the singer of the band. I am the co-leader of the band. I sing the songs that I write, and I also play the guitar. I've just always had a passion for music, and honestly, I just started. I heard the band Nirvana, which really just blew my mind when I heard them. I was like, wow, this stuff is awesome. So I started listening to them, and then after the passing of my friend Jamid, that kind of, I don't know, he really got me into a lot of music that I listen to nowadays, like Weezer was one of his favorite bands, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I started listening to them, and that's kind of what brought me into this new type of music. Right. So I started listening to that, and I was like, wow, it'd be really cool to play this stuff too, and make my own type of music like that. It's kind of weird because I wasn't expecting it to go where it is now. Right. I wasn't expecting to make a music video, and I wasn't expecting, to be recording a full-length album right now in high school. So I don't know, it's just a fun time. I think there's a very strong connection between the music that we write and, the student body here. There's a connection between the lyrics that we write, because we're all just kind of upset teenagers about a lot of stuff, and I feel like a lot of people here can relate to that. And I've had many people come up to me and say that they appreciate what I'm doing, because we're in a small town, and there's not a lot of people doing a lot of things, and we're just making the best out of what we already have. And we're lucky to have people that are backing us and having a good following and really just appreciating what we're doing. So I owe it to all those people that we keep going.
So Gabe, what is the feeling that you get when you're doing a show where you're just on stage?
Nirvana. Yeah. Utter nirvana. Being able to just play live, and it's a hard thing. I always say it's a hard thing, cutting yourself open, putting words onto paper, and then hoping that the world likes it. That's the hardest part. But just knowing that I something that I was just able to create with the people I love in the band. It's just the best feeling in the whole world, knowing that we did this all together and we're just showing it to the world. I think it says that if you go about things the right way and you think about stuff logically, and you just really try hard to like get what you want done, it's possible. And we couldn't have done it without Cedar Springs TV production and Macy Huntoon, who directed it and put everything together, and owe a lot to her, and that she's helped out the band a lot, and just the schools helped out the band a lot, which really pushed the music video and a lot of people watching the music video and stuff like that. So I owe it to you guys.
Here at CSTV, we hope Gabe and the rest of Render Worthless succeeds.
I'm sure you're a fan of their music, and you can stick around after the credits to see their newly released music video. As always, it's a great day to be a Red Hawk.
I'm so excited. This is gonna be so much fun, Angie. Alright, you guys ready to go in? Angie, it'll be so much fun. Just give yourself a chance. Like, it'll be good. It'll be a great time. We're gonna make sure you have fun. Okay. Alright, let's go. Alright.
Share myself. You said that you would stay, babe, even when things get rough. Are we at crossroads now? It can't be like this. You think this new guy's hot? I'll stand by to bow. The walls are made of glass. Shouldn't those stones, but every time I see you, I feel so alone. Easy to know. The walls are made of glass. They say I shouldn't those stones, but every time I see you, I feel so alone. Easy to know. Are you the one girl? Just a wave. I know you'll never find someone who will make you feel safe. I want to be the one. I want to find someone. I want you to realize that life will not be the same without me, because the walls are made of glass. Stones, but every time I see you, I feel so alone. I need to know.
There's